Thanks for joining Local Edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. Glad you're with us again. Our guest is Wendy Greuel. She's the controller for the City of Los Angeles, also a candidate for mayor of Los Angeles. That election will be held in March of 2013. I thank you for joining us, Controller. I want to talk to you about the bailiwick of your job, which is ferreting out fraud and abuse. Sadly, you ferreted out some fraud and abuse in the housing department. Pretty outrageous. Tell us what you found in a recent investigation.
In a recent investigation of the Housing Authority on travel policies and the way they were expending funds, not only with their purchase card, which is their credit card, when they were traveling across the country and they were double dipping, they would use the card and then ask for reimbursement from the Housing Authority. There were times where there were no receipts and they were just using the money and said it was spent the way they supposedly were spending it. That's just not the way it happens in the city of Los Angeles. They were spending it on lavish meals. I believe that every dollar that we have is precious for those individuals who are getting serviced, are clients of the Housing Authority. This is those.
And the Housing Authority focuses on those that are homeless?
Homeless, low income, families. We have housing projects and Section 8 vouchers. Any money that's being spent in that kind of way is really outrageous to me, that we would be in a position where in this day and age people would not understand that in government you just don't spend money like that.
So the question is, now what? I mean, you have issued several audits. You know, the concern that I have expressed to you in the past is you engage in these very detailed investigations. What happens now? Is there a criminal reference? Does the GM of the Housing Authority revamp his policies? How do you ensure that your great work causes change?
Well, most importantly, what we did in our travel policy audit is we actually made suggestions, recommendations on how they should make those changes. And the president of the commission has said he will implement those changes. There's a new acting general manager of the Housing Authority. But I want to be clear, I'm going to use the bully pulpit and my voice as much as possible to ensure.
But why?
To ensure, and as well as go, make sure that the mayor and council are taking action on that when we go forward. It's my job to highlight where the changes need to be made and to make sure they're implemented by forcing those who are responsible to take action.
But is there a separation of powers issue? I mean, is there a way where the controller can demand action, require action, or it's just not permitted under the charter or the Constitution or whatever it may be?
I think we need to change the charter. Give the
control
is that what it would
be, literally?
It would require,
yes,
it would require a charter change to allow to do that. But I feel very confident that my voice is very loud.
It is.
That I'm going to be able to get the public and the politicians to step up to the plate and take action. This is the first time any audit has been done of the Housing Authority by the Controller's Office. We pushed, we banged down the door.
How did it happen? Why?
It's a federal agency. It's an arm of the federal government. The commissioners are appointed by the mayor and approved by the council. So there's limited access, so to speak. I had to get their authority to do it.
Was there some type of hint dropped to you, a whistleblower?
No, it was, well, there was TV, that had various stories about this potential abuse. I went in and said, we're going to do something about this. I was able to get them to agree to do that, and now pushing forward to a larger audit to look at the entire Housing Authority and their finances.
Well, let me ask you about this whole notion that you can push. You conducted at least two audits on the DWP last year. They're asking for another rate increase. Do you feel as if they've listened to your audits and therefore the rate increase maybe is appropriate because they've made the changes they need to?
Our audits have been focused on the renewable portfolio standards. We looked at their P cards. We've looked at a variety of things. We've asked them to make some cost cutting. I think they're going to have to demonstrate to the council and to the public that they've done everything that they can.
Do you know if they have?
Well, I think that the jury's still out in having those discussions.
Her name was Wendy Greuel. She's the controller for the City of Los Angeles. My name is Brad Pomerance. Thanks for joining us. Back to HLN.